welcome back to my channel. On today's episode, on day 5 of 12 days of Christmas baking, my hair is down. I finally washed my hair after having dry shampoo in it for like 5 days. We are doing sugar cookies, but not just any sugar cookie. We're doing the candy cane wraparound sugar cookie. That is made with almond extract instead of vanilla extract. It is phenomenal. If you're one of those people who likes to eat cookies completely frozen, this one is one of those cookies. For some reason, they are better when they're just out of the freezer and they're frozen. I love making these cookies. I love eating these cookies. So let's get started. Recipe is pretty basic. You're going to use 2 sticks or 1 cup of margarine. You're going to need 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 egg, a half a teaspoon of almond extract, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon to 3/4 of a teaspoon of red food coloring for obviously the red part in the candy cane. The first step of this recipe is you're going to cream the butter and the sugar together. You're going to need 1 cup of margarine. It does specify that you need it at room temperature. That's because when you cream the margarine and the sugar together, you want it to be well incorporated, and you can't do that if the margarine is still frozen. Now I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar. The next step is you're just going to bring up the paddle attachment and you're going to whip it until they're creamed together. When I creamed it together, it ended up looking like this, so it's not all incorporated, especially down at the bottom there. So I'm just going to take this apart and scrape down the sides to make sure I get everything together. Got lots of margarine still on here. You can definitely tell the difference now. Everything is fully incorporated. So now I can add the other ingredients. You're going to beat the egg in as well as the almond extract. Do you think I can do this with one hand? I don't think I can. Oh yeah! So it does say half a teaspoon. Leave me a comment down below if you love almond extract in baking, especially in sugar cookies. I don't know what it does for it, but it just brings out just all of the flavors. I love almond extract. In a specific recipe, you'll notice that it doesn't have any baking powder or baking soda added, and that's because when you do go to roll out the candy canes, you don't want them growing because they might grow into just like unproportional, not realistic candy canes, so they don't have any baking powder and any baking soda. The next step is I'm going to take this down again, take off the paddle, scrape down the sides so that I can add in the flour, and then from there, adding in 3 cups of flour, you're going to just mix it until it's visibly put together. You're going to use 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Since this recipe is so specific, I want to make sure that the 3 cups of flour that I'm putting in is exactly 3 cups of flour, because if you do add too much flour, the cookies will come out hard or they won't rise at least a little bit the way that you want them to. To do that, I'm going to scoop the flour and then just take a knife and trim off the top here, like so. So that is for sure 1 cup. They say to turn this on low and add it in slowly. To be specific, the recipe calls that you're going to mix the dough together until no visible lumps of flour are left. The recipe calls that you take a spatula and whip everything together. You're going to split this into 2 bowls, one so that you can keep one this white dough color, and then another one so you're going to dye that red. To make sure that I have enough dough, or that I split them into 2 even piles, I'm actually going to put this empty bowl on the scale, pour all of the dough into here. So it is exactly 875 grams. So I'm going to again put this empty container on now and measure out 437.5. So I'm going to set the white one aside. For the red one, I'm going to use Wilton's red food coloring for this. Now I'm just looking for a little pink color. I'm just going to put a little bit of the red in and then go from there. Let's see where it's already on my hand. Easier if I can. It's a nice red pink color. So now it says that you're going to roll them out into like kind of little discs and then put them in some plastic wrap, and then you're going to refrigerate them for 1 hour and up to 3 days. Refrigerating it is just going to make it easy for it to roll out and easier for it to stick before you put it in the oven, because it is quite soft right now. Who knows, for me it'll probably be tomorrow by the time I end up baking these, but we'll see how it goes. saran wrap the 2 batches. I'm gonna pop them in the fridge, put them in for about an hour, up to 3 days, and then I will come back and we'll cook them in the oven. See you in a bit. All right, welcome back. So we have chilled these for a whole hour. Now we're going to roll them out and form the candy canes. You're gonna unwrap the pieces of dough and pinch off walnut size pieces. Walnut, how big is a walnut? I'm not sure. You know what? I know what to do. Okay. This dough is 430 each. Each cookie, they're supposed to make 2 dozen. Out of 430 divided by 24, that's 18 each. I'm gonna cut it. You're gonna roll each one into a thick rope, it says. It's about 6 inches long. You're gonna pinch the red and white rope together and then you're gonna swirl it. So I'm gonna start here and then just like, you're gonna repeat this for the remainder. You're gonna transfer all of the cookies to a baking sheet that has parchment paper on it or has a baking mat. And then from there, you're gonna let them sit in the fridge for about 15 minutes before you bake them. And it does mention in the recipe that if at any point when you go to twirl them, they crack, you can put the dough back into the fridge so that it kind of hardens up a little bit and it'll prevent that. At least you have some ways to fix the problems if you do run into them. I'm gonna roll these a lot better now, so I figured it out. Ooh, that one was a good one. Good job, Kayla. These are turning out so good. I'm so excited. You put the twirled ones into the fridge for about 15 minutes, and then you're gonna put it on 375 degrees for between 10 to 12 minutes. Baking all of the cookies. The last one has about 20 seconds left. They are so adorable, and I cooked them at 10 minutes, and 10 minutes was just right for my oven. They didn't brown on the outsides at all, and they look awesome. So this is taking a really long time. I'm trying to be quick but consistent. It's hurting my soul. No. All right, guys, thank you for joining me on day 5 of 12 days of Christmas baking. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and maybe give this video a like, and I'll see you guys on day 6. Bye.